What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for Sports. All right, so LeBron James is obviously one of the greatest players in the history of the NBA. But one of the negative aspects of his reputation is the fact that he is a prima donna. All right, I think that's just something most people tell you that he is. All right, he is the most powerful NBA player we've ever had, as far as his control and his say in an organization. And coaches, beware. If you are a traditional coach who is used to having some type of authority over players, then you can never coach LeBron James. Paul Silas infamously saw that. I think one of the biggest challenges to LeBron, matter of fact, it was the biggest challenge to LeBron's authority, was Pat Riley. All right? Pat Riley, back in 2010, when LeBron James joined the Miami Heat, was at an advantage, all right, in the situation and dynamic. Pat Riley had already won, by that time, I believe, 5 NBA championships. 4 with the Los Angeles Lakers as the head coach, 5 overall with the organization. He was still with the organization, and I think as an assistant coach in 1980. And of course, that championship in Miami in 2006, when he came out of the general manager's position solely and went back to coaching. At that time, LeBron had no championships, so he was not in the same position. He wasn't the same icon back then as he is now. But Eddie House, who played against LeBron and with him, recently pretty much just went into detail about something that we already knew. And that is that LeBron tried to get Erik Spoelstra fired. All right? He didn't like Erik Spoelstra. He didn't really trust in him. Didn't think that he was worthy of being a head coach. He wanted Pat Riley to come back and coach, all right, the big three. Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. So according to Eddie House, Pat Riley laid out the line like, no, I'm done coaching. I'm not firing him. He's going to be your head coach. Listen to him. All right? And that's pretty much, I think he's probably the only guy who stood up to LeBron James and LeBron James blinked. All right? That's the only time LeBron James tried to take over the organization, and that shit didn't work. That was Pat Riley's organization. And, we know the rest is history. They won 2 championships, went to 4 finals in a row. All right, so LeBron obviously bought into Erik Spoelstra being the head coach. Now, of course, Erik Spoelstra is a 2-time NBA champion, and he's been to 5 NBA finals. So we look at him as one of the best coaches of his generation. But that could have been squandered had LeBron got his way. So that just goes to show you, man, LeBron is a great, great player. But what some of his fans don't seem to understand is, excuse me, just because you're a great player does not equate to you being a great person. It doesn't always work like that. There have been some great, great players of sport who, personally, are terrible human beings. And I'm not saying he's a terrible human being, but LeBron has some shit with him. He doesn't move right in some ways, as I said in the video. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this one. Tell me what you guys think.